Yeah, introduction to DevsecOps SRE with multi-cloud plus AI, right? So DevsecOps, development security operations, and SRE, site reliability engineering with multi-cloud. So three clouds will be covered in our course: AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, plus AI, right? So AI, where we use AI in DevOps, right? So AI helps you to manage the DevOps roles, right? So we can integrate AI with the DevOps, where we can integrate. These are all we discuss. Fine. Yeah, let's get started. So before going to the demo, let me introduce myself first. My name is Ram. I'm having 17 plus years of experience in IT. Last 8.5 years, I'm in teaching. I delivered 15,000 plus students across the globe, right? So my skill sets are Linux, DevSecOps, SRE, AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, GCP, AI plus security tools. Fine. So currently I'm working as a solution architect with one of the MNC company, right? This is my brief introduction. Fine. Let's get started. Today's agenda here is, yeah, so prerequisite to join DevSecOps SRE with multi-cloud plus AI. What are the prerequisites? If you want to learn this course, what are the prerequisites? Now, who can join this course? Who can learn this course? So course information. So what is the information, course information? And also instructions to attend this course. What are the instructions we need to follow to attend this course? And what is a DevSecOps? What is automation? Why the project teams are looking for DevSecOps and cloud platforms? Why the companies are migrating their applications to DevOps and cloud platforms? What is the role and responsibilities of DevSecOps engineer in real-time projects? And also SDLC, software development lifecycle. Okay, so these are all go through one by one. Let's go with one by one. Yeah, so prerequisite to join this course. What are the prerequisites? If you want to learn this course, what are the prerequisites, right? So here we don't require any developing background. If you want to learn this course, we don't require any coding knowledge. We don't require any testing knowledge. We don't require any admin knowledge, right? Look at here, everyone. So no prerequisite to join this DevSecOps SRE with multi-cloud plus AI. No prerequisites, right? So yeah, coding background we don't require. DevOps engineer, DevSecOps engineer, they will not perform any coding part, right? We don't need to, yeah, we don't need to prepare the applications. We don't need to perform the coding activities, right? So this is different role. Fine. Now here, so your time, you need to spend 3 to 4 months daily, 2 to 3 hours. So 1 hour to 1.5 hour daily class. And also you need to practice minimum 1.5 hour, right? So you need to spend your time. So 2 to 3 hours daily, right? So coming 3 to 4 months. And also look at here, your effort, right? So in the class, whatever the concept we discussed, that you need to practice. I provide you a recording and a soft copy of the document. So you can practice daily basis, right? So my students, few of the students, what they are doing, they are attending the live classes from Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday. So they are practicing in weekends. That is not best practice, right? So you need to practice daily basis, right? So if you follow this within 3 months, 3 to 4 months, you can easily crack your entry for sure. So my students are cracking interviews, right? The previous batch students, so already they cracked the interviews. So already the course is in course completed 60% only. So few people they got the offers, right? And also your dedication. So do not miss the live class. You need to attend the live class daily, 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or 8:30 a.m. So the class duration would be 1 hour to 1.5 hour a day. Okay. So 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or 8:15 or 8:30. Sometimes it will stretch. Okay. Maximum 8:30. Okay. So live class should not be missed. If you miss the class due to some emergency, you will get the recording. You need to follow the recording, right? Your time, your effort, your dedication is very, very important here. Fine. Next one. Who can join this course? Who can learn this course? Look at here. So non-IT people easily, they can learn this course. They can switch into the DevSecOps roles. So currently, so in my previous batch, students, nearly 20 members are there. The previous batch, 20 members, in which, in which 6 members non-IT people, 6 members non-IT people, and a few members freshers, and remaining guys IT employees. Okay. So non-IT guys, easily they can learn this course. They can easily switch into the DevSecOps with the SRE and multi-cloud AI roles. Fine. And also, look at here, freshers, the people who are having, the freshers. So 2025 pass out, 2024 pass outs, 2023, 2022 pass outs. They can easily learn this course. They can easily switch into the DevSecOps roles. And also, people who have some career gap also can join this course. So how to fill the gap? How can we present our skill sets? So resume preparation, right? So and also challenges, right? Roles, responsibilities in real-time projects. How can we handle the tickets, issues, right? These all will be covered in our course. The people who have some career gap also, they can easily join to the course. They can easily learn this course. They can easily switch into the DevSecOps roles, right? And also, look at here, IT employees, developers, testers, support engineers, also they can learn this course. They can easily switch into the DevSecOps roles. So non-IT people, freshers, people who are having some career gap also can join this course, and IT employees also. So currently, the people who are working as a developer, testers, support engineers, they're switching their current role to DevOps role, DevSecOps role. Because everywhere, automation. Every company, they're using DevOps tools, right? So not only IT companies, pharma companies, medical industry, chemical industry, automobile industry. So everywhere automation is the number one choice, right? So by using DevOps tools, we are automating the activities, manual activities we can do in automated way. Fine. Yeah, anyone can learn this course, Andy. Now look at here. So course information. This course name is DevsecOps SRE with multi-cloud plus AI master program, right? So trainer name, my name is Ram. I'm having 17 plus years of experience in IT. So entire the course I'm handling. Okay. So course duration. So nearly 120 days and 4 months, right? So class frequency, Monday to Friday, 1 hour to 1.5 hour. So daily live class, weekly 5 days. Sometimes I'll take Saturdays also, right? So class duration 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. IST. Sometimes it will stretch. Yeah, class mode, classroom, online. So course material for every topic, every concept I provide you, soft copy, and the recordings will be provided, 1 year access. So course fee, 18K. Okay, so this is the course information. Fine. Now, look at here. So instructions to attend this course. What are the instructions we need to follow, right? So if we required, if you want to attend this course, you need one laptop or desktop. Is mandatory with 8 GB RAM. So why I'm saying 8 GB? So while working on Jenkins, while working on Kubernetes, while working on automation activities, so we required minimum 8 GB. Otherwise, sometimes we'll get performance issues. Even you can use the 4 GB also, but we'll get the performance issues. So you have to attend live class daily for 1.5 hour, 1 hour to 1.5 hour. So daily 2 to 3 hours practice is required. If you follow this, you can easily crack your interview. You can easily get into the project. Fine. Any questions, Andy? Up here, any questions? So before going to DevOps introduction, DevSecOps introduction, so anyone having any questions, you can ask me now. So this is the course information, instructions and all. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. So before going to the DevOps introduction, anyone having any questions so far?
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yeah, morning.
Myself, I'm Kumar. Actually, sir, I want to know. Actually, I have seen your total curriculum, sir.
Mhm.
The thing is, through 120 days, is it possible to complete all these topics, sir?
Yes,
Why?
yes.
Because I am already working as a Scrum Master from
Mhm.
one company. So now I want to shift into the Azure cloud. So that's why I'm asking.
Mhm.
Actually, I have seen this curriculum to my I mean to the team leader. So that person is asked to me. So
Mhm.
you can ask one question to that person. Okay, trainer. So is it possible to complete all the curriculum in 120 days? Sir?
Yes, yes. Yeah, good
Yes.
question, Andy. Very good question. Fine. So our class duration, yeah, just a moment, please. It is, yeah, just a moment. Fine. So this is our course, Andy. So this is DevSecOps with multi-cloud plus SRE with multi-cloud plus AI. It's our course, right? Yeah. So daily 1 hour to 1.5 hour, Monday to Friday will be covered. And also sometimes weekend workshops also will conduct. Okay. So Saturday, Sunday, weekend workshops also, right? Saturday, Sunday. So Saturday, yeah, last weekend, we covered GCP, Google Cloud. So 7 p.m. IST to 9 p.m. IST, Saturday. 7 p.m. IST to 9 p.m. IST, Sunday. Last weekend, we spent 4 hours, Saturday, Sunday. So like that, whenever we needed, I cover weekends also. So that within 4 months, you can easily complete the course. So every topic will go very deep dive. So not only installation configuration will go very deep dive, right? So DevOps tools I'll show you. Let me show you the tools which we are going to cover in our course. So every tool will go very deep dive. So Kubernetes, Jenkins, Docker, Ansible, Terraform, Grafana, Prometheus, Git, Maven, Sonar. So these are all tools available in the DevOps and in our curriculum, right? So every tool will go very, very deep dive. And also SRE, Site Reliability Engineering, right? So also will go very deep dive, right? Along with this, multi-cloud. So 3 clouds, AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. You can check it out that course content. So every concept, practical oriented sessions, not theoretically. So practically, we can go through all the concepts and also where we can integrate AI. So how can we use the AI services, AI tools in DevOps, DevOps, DevSecOps, right? So that also will be covered very deep dive. Okay. So like GenAI, Copilot. So these are all the tools helps you to manage the DevOps tools. Okay. So we have different tools available in the course curriculum. You can check it out, right? So within 4 months, you can easily complete the course. Yeah. So maybe it may take sometimes 1 week extra. If required, I'll take a 1 week extra. Okay. So Monday to Friday, daily 1 hour to 1.5 hour we can cover. Sometimes weekends also will be covered. So within 4 months, we can easily complete the course. Finally, so the course, yeah, course
And one more
curriculum, you
thing.
can check it out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Actually, you mentioned that four you people are going to cover the four real-time projects, and in
Yes.
that PDF file in the highlights, I mean, they are mentioned that 14 projects are going to cover.
Exactly. Exactly. Good question. Good question. So 4 live projects, 4 big projects will be covered. Along with that, small project, 10 projects will be covered. So 4 live projects, 4 big projects. Along with that, so 10 small projects will be covered. Total 14 projects. Okay. So small project we are not considering. Okay. That is why, so we gave number four, right? So end of the curriculum, we gave 14 projects. So total 14, 4 live projects. Fine.
And final one thing. Previously I got the information from Pega. Okay, is there any conditions for these 4 real projects? Actually, in Pega, the people are mentioned that we need to attend 80 percentage. We need to have the 80 percentage of the attendance, and we need to qualify the interview questions. Then only we had to provide the 3 or 4 projects. Okay, is there
No,
any restrictions or any
no,
condition?
not like that. Not like that, Randy. Not like that.
Even one of my friend is not yet received the resumes also. Actually,
Hmm.
I am willing to join
Hmm.
in this DevOps, but I need to get the clarity
Hmm.
on this point only.
No, and no issues. Nothing. Not like that. Not like that. So DevOps wise, so I give you 100% support. Nothing to worry, right? So my number also I'll share with every student. Okay. So trainers, they never share the numbers, right? From Harsha Trainings, we share our numbers, right? So whenever you want to talk to me, you can talk to me. So any support needed, definitely I'll help you, right? So trainer's name, trainer's number. So I have only one number. I'll share the number. So every student is having my number, right? So don't worry, Andy. Fine.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions, anyone? Yeah.
Multi-clouds, 3 multi-clouds.
Yeah.
సో మనం మూడు ఫోకస్ చేసుకుంటూ ఒక దానికి ఫోకస్ చేస్తే దానికి మీద జాబ్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా నార్మల్ మూడిటి మీద అంటే మళ్ళీ మనం ఏదైతే నేర్చుకోవాలి
Right.
అదంతా.
Good question, Andy. So multi-cloud, when we talk about multi-cloud, so AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, right? So AWS is the leader in the market. AWS is leader in the market. So it is a topmost cloud. If you focus on AWS, you can easily understand other clouds also. So all the platforms are same. Functionality wise, all the cloud platforms are same. But terminology would be little different. If you understand AWS, if you learn AWS, you can easily understand other clouds also. Okay, all the platforms are same functionality, right? Yeah. Fine. Any other questions, Andy, anyone, before going to the DevOps introduction? Fine. So if you have any questions, you can take down. So I'll give you time for asking questions. Okay. Fine. Now let's move on. Yeah. Look at here, everyone. So what is DevOps? What is DevOps, right? Yeah. So what is DevOps? Why the project teams are looking for DevOps tools, and also why they are looking for automation activities, right? So currently, let's try to understand what is DevOps. So anyone having idea what is DevOps? If anyone asks you this question, what would be your answer? Anyone? Yeah, DevOps is not a tool. Let me explain. DevOps is not a tool. It is a set of practices. It is a set of practices, right? So combining software development and IT operations, right? So DevOps is not a tool, it is a set of practices combining software development and IT operations. Now, so where the multiple tools are connected to each other to perform automation of all the activities, right? So now we are talking about automation. So what is automation? So currently, whatever the activities we are performing using, whatever the activities we are performing manually, those we can do in automated ways. Why it is moving? Keep on moving. Just a moment, please. Yeah. So whatever the manual activities you're performing, so in the real-time projects, those we can do in automated way, right? So by using automation tools, DevOps tools, we can automate the activities. Fine. So how can we automate? How can we integrate? How can we work on that practically? So we'll see that. Okay. Now next one, look at here. It's a continuous deployments, continuous integration, continuous testing, and continuous monitoring. What is deployment? What is integration? What is testing? What is monitoring? We will see in further slides. Okay. Yeah. Now look at here. So DevOps arena started in 2008. It is not a new process. It is very old one. DevOps arena started in 2008. So by the time we used to use very old tools like Puppet. So Puppet is a tool. So we used to use the Puppet. By using the Puppet, we used to perform the automation activities. So currently, we are using very advanced tools like Kubernetes, Docker, Ansible, Terraform. So by using these tools, yeah, 100% we can automate the activities currently. These are advanced tools. In 2008, we used to use very old tool like Puppet. So Puppet is not a completely automation tool, right? So currently we are using advanced tools. By using advanced tools, we are doing the automation in real-time projects. Fine. Next one, look at here. We have two sections. So here, developers and operations, right? So developer, who is developer? The people who are developing the applications, the people who are working on the supporting part, right? The people who are preparing the applications, or we can call them as developers, right? Operations are nothing but so collection of all the servers, collection of all the devices which are hosted in the data center, right? So what is data center? Data center is a server room where we host all the servers, right? Servers, storages, network, load balancers, backup devices, routers. These are all we host in the data center. So we'll maintain that. Operations team maintain the data center activities. Fine. Now let's move on. Look at here. So for example, if you want to start any startup company or any Java project or any project, so very first thing we require servers. If you want to start any project, so very first thing we require servers. Who will prepare the servers? Admins prepare the servers, right? Yeah. So when we talk about servers, here we have different set of servers are available. So development servers, UAT servers, pre-prod servers, production servers, different environments, right? So in the development servers, developer develop the code, right? Once development is completed, testing should be happened on the UAT servers. So after that, the application will be moved to the pre-prod servers. So finally, that will be moved to the production, which is live, right? So here, yeah, servers will be set up by admins. So development will be, application development will be developers, they develop the applications, right? So normally developers, they work on the application development, right? Testers, they work on testing part. But as a DevOps engineer, what is our role? As a DevSecOps engineer, what is our role? So we automate the activities, we can deploy the applications on respective production servers, and also we work on tickets, we work on integrations. These are the roles. So DevOps engineers, yeah, not required any coding background. We don't do any development. We don't do any testing. We don't do any operations, right? So DevOps engineer role is he automate the activities, he work on the deployments, he work on the integrations, he work on the tickets. Different roles. Okay, fine. Now look at here. So here we have two methodologies available. Two methodologies: Agile methodology and also waterfall methodology. So currently, every organization, every project team, they're using Agile methodology. What is Agile? Real time, guys. What is Agile? Anyone? Agile and anyone? Real time, guys.
It's a set of principles, right? Set
Fine.
of principles and framework.
Set of principles. Yes. Fine. So simply we can say Agile is a parallel development. Parallel development, right? So currently, every organization, every project team, they're using Agile methodology, right? One application will be divided into bits and pieces. That bits and pieces, we can call it as a sprint. Sprint. Sprint is a timeline. Sprint can be 1 week to 1 month. For example, one sprint started today. So on Thursday, by next Wednesday, EOD, that should be completed, which is a weekly sprint, right? Or else monthly sprint, for example. So one sprint started today on 19th February. So next month, March 18th EOD, that should be completed. So which is monthly sprint. Sprint can be 1 week to 1 month. So 2 weeks, 3 weeks also, we can design the sprint, right? So Agile is the parallel development. So waterfall is the sequential development. So before Agile, we used to use waterfall. So in the waterfall, development will not move forward because the middle of the development activity, if any hot fixes happen, any issues happen in the coding part, the development should be stopped. So we need to fix the issue, we need to resume the activity. Or else, we need to roll back the entire activity, we need to fix the issue, we need to move forward, right? So which is the waterfall methodology. So 8 years back, 10 years back, we used to use the waterfall. So currently, every company, every project team, they're using Agile methodology. Look at here, everyone. Yeah, this is waterfall. So sequential development, sequentially, requirement gathering, analysis, system design, implementation, testing, yeah, development, maintenance. This is the flow in the waterfall. So whereas Agile methodology, so requirement gathering, design, development, testing, deployment, review, right? So this is a Agile model. So currently, parallelly, every application team, they're working on different sprints, right? So within the time frame, the sprint should be completed, right? Now look at here, everyone. So this is a build and release process. Build and release process. So in the build and release process, here look at here. So this is Git local. So developer develop the code in their local workspace. Developer develop the code in their local workspace. What is workspace? Workspace is a local system, local laptop or desktop. That workspace we can call it as local Git, right? So in the local Git, 3 developers are working here. 3 developers are working on the local Git. They are working on the application development. So once the development is completed, what they will do? They push the code to remote repository, which is GitHub. So basically, what is Git? What is Git? So Git is a repository tool or version control tool. Look at here, everyone. So Git is a repository tool or version control tool. So this is Git local, GitHub, remote repository. So Git is a repository tool or version control tool. What is repository? Where we store our data, where we store our source code is nothing but repository. So it can be any data. It can be binary files, image files, video files, audio files, spreadsheets, whatever that data we store in the repository, right? So whatever that store in the local workspace, it can be, you can call it as repository. Version control. What is version control? The changes, yeah, will be tracked. So by using the version control, what we will do? We can track the changes, right? So for example, 3 developers are working on the same application development. So one of the employee developer is working on front-end UI. So second one is working on back-end, so API development. So third one is working on database. So who is doing what? How can we track? By using the version control system. By using the version control, we can track the changes, right? So once development is completed, they push the code to remote repository, which is GitHub. Once the code is moved to GitHub, so our next tool is Jenkins. Jenkins. What is Jenkins? What Jenkins will do? Jenkins is the CI/CD tool. Jenkins is the CI/CD tool, right? What is CI/CD? What is CI/CD? So continuous integration, continuous deployment or delivery. So Jenkins is the CI/CD tool. CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery or deployment tool, right? So whatever the code developed by developers, that code we can deploy by using the Jenkins on the respective application servers, right? So here, once development is completed, they push the code to GitHub. So from GitHub, Jenkins take the code. So Jenkins is the mediator tool. So in DevOps, we have so many tools are available. So all the tools are individual tools. One tool will not communicate other tool. Jenkins is the mediator tool. It will communicate all the tools, will integrate all the tools by installing plugins. Jenkins acts as a mediator, right? So Jenkins take the code from GitHub to Jenkins. Once we prepare the job, once we trigger the job in Jenkins, the code will be pulled from GitHub to Jenkins. Once the code is pulled from GitHub to Jenkins, the code is, we can say, raw code, unstructured code, right? So the raw code will not understand by respective application servers, right? So that is why what we will do, we integrate one more tool, so which is Maven. Maven. So Maven is a, just a moment. So Maven is a build tool. Maven is a build tool. Maven is the build tool, so which generates artifacts. Maven is a build tool, so which generates artifacts. What is artifact? So Jenkins take the code from GitHub to Jenkins. Once the code is moved from GitHub to Jenkins, our next tool is Maven. Maven is a build tool which generates artifacts. Artifacts are nothing but so Maven takes the raw code to convert into zip file, tar file, war file, ER file. For example, in your laptop, you have 100 PDF documents available, right? So you have 100 PDF documents available in your laptop. So I asked you to send those documents to me. What is the simplest way to send those documents to me? How can you send? By converting to zip, the files, 100 files, you can convert into zip file and attach to the Gmail and send it across. Same way, same functionality will work in Maven also. Just a moment. Yeah. So Maven take the raw code. So Maven take the raw code from Jenkins. It will convert into single file. It will convert into single file and it will hand over to the Jenkins. Jenkins go and deploy on the respective application. So developer develop the code will be pushed to GitHub. From GitHub, Jenkins take the code. It will hand over to Maven. Maven convert into artifact as a jar, var, ER file. That will give back to Jenkins. Jenkins push that var file to respective application server. Here we deploy the var file. This is the actual process every company they are following currently in Azure methodology, right? Yeah. Now, look at it. Now we are using advanced tools like Ansible, Chef, and Puppet for deploying the applications. We are using advanced tools like Ansible, Chef, and Puppet. So currently, Puppet and Chef, these are all old tools actually. So outdated. These tools are outdated. So currently, we are using as Ansible is the advanced tool. What is Ansible? What Ansible will do? Let's try to understand quickly. Any questions on this so far? Anyone having any questions so far? Let's try to understand Ansible. So before going to discuss about Ansible, so yeah, let me show you something here. For example, I have 1,000 servers. I want to deploy Java on 1,000 servers. I want to deploy Java on 1,000 servers, right? So if you want to deploy Java on 1,000 servers, what is the process we follow? So these servers are manual servers, not automation, not automation tools. We are not using any automation tools. These are all not cloud servers, manual servers. Okay. So we are not using any scripting. We are not using any automation tools. So these are all manual servers. How can we deploy the Java on 1,000 servers? For example, let us take a single server. How can we deploy Java on single server? So if you want to deploy Java on a single server, first we need to connect server, right? Connect server, right? How can we connect? By using RDP or PuTTY. RDP is the normally Windows servers you can connect using RDP. So Linux servers you can connect using PuTTY, right? So once you connect the server, second step here is we need to log in server, right? Login server, right? How can we log in? By using username and password. We can log in the server, right? Once we log in the server, we need to check Java installed or not, right? We need to check Java installed or not, right? If the Java is not installed, we need to install Java. So to install Java, we need to get the Java package first, right? So how can we get the package? We need to copy Java software from share folders. So normally in real-time projects, we don't use the pen drives. We don't use the CDs. We don't download the package from internet because firewalls, right? So that is what we will do. We can copy the Java software from share folders, which is central repository. Share folder is a central repo. We can copy the software from share folder to server. Once we copy the software here, so after that we can go and install Java. Install Java. Once install Java, so finally we need to set environment variables. So we need to set environment variables. So once we install Java, we need to set the environment variables. Once we set the environment variables, Java will work properly. Java will work. Finally, we need to reboot server. So reboot or restart both are same, Andy. We need to restart server. Finally, once we restart the server, the changes will be reflected. Right? Changes will be reflected. So these are the steps we need to follow to deploy the Java on a single server. Right? So for example, 2 to 3 years experience guy, 2 to 3 years experienced person, how much time will it take to perform this activity? So normally 30 minutes on a single server, right? 30 minutes will take. So if the person is expert, he may take 15 minutes and he may take 15 minutes, right? So let us say 10 minutes only, right? So 10 into 1000 servers we have equal to 10,000 minutes it will take to perform this activity. So normally in real-time projects, we get the tickets, right? What is ticket and anyone? Ticket is a request, right? So when we talk about ticket is a request, right? So currently we are using ticketing systems, ticketing tools. What are the tools we are using, Andy? Very popular tools we are using currently. What are those? Yes, very important tool, which is ServiceNow, and also Jira, and also BMC, Remedy. These are all popular ticketing systems available in the market, right? So most of the companies, they're using ServiceNow currently. So in the ServiceNow, when we receive the ticket, so every ticket is having SLA. What is SLA and anyone? SLA and ఏంటండి? Anyone having idea? What is SLA? Service level
Agreement.
agreement, right? So what is service level agreement, anyone? What is service level agreement? It is a timeline, time frame. Within the SLA, we need to close the ticket. So when we talk about SLA, so we have P1 tickets, we work on P1 tickets, P2 tickets, P3 tickets, P4 tickets. So P1, priority 1 ticket, priority 2 ticket, priority 3, priority 4. So priority 1 ticket is having 1 hour SLA. Within 1 hour, the ticket should be closed, right? So priority 2 ticket, so is having SLA, so 4 hours, right? SLA. So priority 3 ticket is having 24 hours SLA. Priority 4 ticket is having 48 hours SLA. So yeah, based on the priority, right? We need to work on the ticket, we need to close the ticket. So within the timeline, the ticket should be closed. Otherwise, what will happen? That will be escalate to next level. So normally, so in our home, we are using broadband internet, right? So in case the internet is down, what we will do? We call customer care. When we call customer care, what they will do? There is a ticket backend, right? So once there is a ticket, the ticket will be having SLA, service level agreement, timeline, right? Within that SLA, the ticket should be closed. Otherwise, what will happen? Escalation, right? Same way, so IT projects, the projects also, we use the ticketing systems, ServiceNow, Jira, BMC. So any ticket, if any ticket is P1 ticket or P2 or P3 or P4, that should be closed within that SLA, the time frame, right? So if the ticket is not closed, that will be escalated. So here, for example, so for 10,000 servers, for 1,000 servers, Java to be installed. Java to be installed, right? So for which customer raise a ticket, right? T2 ticket, for example. So can we complete this activity in 4 hours? 10,000 servers, can we deploy Java manually within 4 hours? No, not possible. So even 24 hours also not possible. So that is why, yeah. So if the SLA is missed, okay, we'll get the escalation, right? So here, in case SLA is missing, keep on missing, what will happen in real-time projects? Our KPI will be impacted. KPI. What is KPI, anyone? Key performance indicators. Our performance will be degraded. So when we talk about KPIs, so we have positive KPIs, negative KPIs. So positive KPIs are appreciations. Negative KPIs, escalations. Okay. So if the keep on KPI is missing, the SLA is missing, our KPI will be impacted. That will be impact to your salary hikes. That is why. So to avoid all this process, to avoid all these issues, currently we are using Ansible. Ansible is the very advanced tool, very core tool, right? So yeah, by using Ansible, how can we achieve this same activity? Let's try to understand. So within a minute, we can perform this activity by using Ansible. That is automation. Okay. So for example, this is my Ansible server. Here I have 1,000 servers available, which are development servers 300, QA servers 300, and also prod servers 300. Dev 300, QA servers 300, prod servers also I have 400. Total 1,000 servers, right? So on this 1,000 servers, I want to deploy the Java using Ansible. How can we deploy? So very first thing, we need to authenticate from Ansible to Dev QA production servers. First, we need to authenticate from here to here. So when we talk about authentication, here we use the SSH authentication. We use the SSH authentication. So secure shell authentication. So authentication method is we use key-based authentication. Key-based authentication. We generate a public key on a Ansible server. So command here is keygen. That public key we can add into the Dev QA production servers. So that authentication will be established. So connection will be established. Once the authentication is established, so after that what we will do? We can prepare inventory groups. Right? We prepare inventory groups. What is inventory? Inventory is the server information. Server information, right? So we have development 300 servers. So we can give the either IP address or FQDN name. So we need to prepare the all IP addresses, 300 IPs here, the development group, or we can give the FQDN, fully qualified domain name. I'll explain that while working on the Ansible. Okay. So next one here, QA server, IPs we can give here, whatever the IPs are available, FQDN available. Okay. Next one, prod server, IP addresses or FQDN we can give here. Right. First, we need to prepare the inventory. So after that, so here we need to prepare simple small playbooks. Playbooks are nothing but simple scripts are here. Very simple scripts. I'll show you that. So playbooks are nothing but simple YAML files. YAML full form is yet another markup language. Simple scripts. So if you want to deploy Java, look at here. I'll show you quickly. To deploy the Java, very simple scripts are available. Look at here. So this is the Java playbook. Look at here. To deploy the Java, this is only the playbook. This is only the playbook. simple Java playbook. So this is the playbook to deploy the Java, right? So this 3 lines common for every playbook. 3 hyphens, hyphen host all tasks. This is common for every playbook, right? Yeah, this is for our understanding. Install Java, right? So remove this. This is the actual playbook kind. M colon name equal to Java hyphen 1.8.0 hyphen open JDK space state equal to present. This is only the script, right? We need to perform, we need to prepare the script. So all the scripts are available in Ansible itself. All the scripts are available in Ansible itself. We can take the script and we can customize and we can reuse whenever needed. Okay. So once you prepare the scripts and we can trigger the scripts, we can run the script. Once you run the script, Java will be installed on all the servers within a minute. Not only 1,000 servers, even 10,000 servers also, we can deploy Java within a minute. So, which is, we can say, single click deployment. Ansible is very advanced tool. So by using Ansible, we can deploy any applications, not only Java. So we can deploy live applications, digital applications, any applications we can do. Fine. Any questions and anyone so far?
So, key APIs and the authentication one.
Yeah.
So like when you are going to deposit the server, like you are installing the Java thing,
Right.
Java thing. So like from Ansible, we are giving API and
Key-based only. Yes.
key-based APIs to the DevOps 300, and then we are deploying the
Yeah, first time only. This is only one-time activity. So once we authenticate, first time only one time you can authenticate. Later on, n number of times you can deploy the applications. So this key we can generate in the Ansible. That key we can add into this service. So that authentication will be established. Okay. So that will show you. I'll show you in practically we can work on this. Practically every concept, practical oriented sessions, right? I'll show you practically. Right? Fine. Any questions, Sandy? Anyone so far? Fine. Now, look at here, everyone. So currently we are using Ansible to automate the deployments, right? So here is the Ansible architecture. While working on Ansible, I'll explain this architecture. Okay. So here we have Ansible orchestration engine. So inventories, models, plugins, APIs, users not what they will do. They access the, so here they access the plugins, inventories, they prepare the playbooks, they trigger the playbooks on respect to target servers. Okay. Yeah. Now look at here. So Ansible we can integrate with the Jenkins. Ansible we can integrate with the Jenkins. Jenkins go and trigger Ansible. Ansible go and deploy the application. Understanding it? So how can we integrate all these tools? Practically, I'll show you. Integrations are very, very important. Okay. Fine. So in our course, these are all tools will be covered. In our course, DevsecOps SRE with multi-cloud plus AI master program. So in this course, these are all the tools will be covered. Okay. So Git, GitHub, Jenkins, Maven, Prometheus, JFrog, Helm, SonarQube, Grafana, Argo CD. So here Docker Swarm, Kubernetes, Docker, Terraform, Ansible. These are all tools will be covered in our course. Okay, every tool will go very deep dive. So 3 clouds will be covered. Multi-cloud will be covered here. Azure, AWS, GCP. So Git, GitHub, Jenkins, Maven, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes. These are all tools will be covered. And 4 live projects will be covered. So along with this small project, 10 projects will be covered. Total 14 projects will be covered, right? Next one, look at here. So these are all security tools will be covered. Our course is DevsecOps, right? Security tools will be covered. These are all these security tools. Okay. How can we implement the security? How can we control the security? Right? And also, these are the AI services and tools. Artificial intelligence services and tools will be covered in our course. We'll go very deep dive. So not only installation configuration, we will go very deep. Okay. Now, along with this, Linux also will be covered in our course. Linux required. Linux, whatever the Linux commands required, whatever the concepts required, that will be covered in our course. We are not Linux admins. Okay. Whatever the services required for DevOps here, that will be covered. Right. And also, yeah, support. Daily recordings will be provided. FAQs, supporting documents, sample projects I'll give you, and resume preparation. I prepare your resume. Okay. So technical support while practicing, if you are facing any issues, I give you support. So every batch is having WhatsApp group. In the WhatsApp group, so you can share the screenshot while practicing. I give you support. Right? Certification support. If any certification you want to plan, you want to write, I give you support. Right? And a placement support assistance I provide you. Not assurance, assistance. Right? Yeah. So every concept of daily documents recordings I provide you. For example, look at here. So every batch is having Google Drive. And these are all Google. Look at here. Every batch is having Google Drive. In the Google Drive, we upload all the documentation. Look at here. So currently 107 batch is going. Our batch number is 108 and 108. Okay. So every day I upload the documents like this. So every day I upload documents like this. Look at here, everyone. These are all documentation. Every day I upload the documents. Right? So 106 batch, 105 batch. These are all different batches. Okay. So every day you will get the documents and recordings also. Right? Look at here. So I put the documents like this. Every day. Fine. So daily recordings, FAQs, supporting documents, sample projects, resume support, technical support, certification support, placement support, right? Yeah, we provide you all these supports. Now look at here. So these are the numbers, institute number, my number. Please take down everyone. So my number is 96422 So my name is Ram. I'm a DevsecOps SRE multi-cloud AI trainer. Okay. So this is only one number I have. I carry the number. You can call me, you can WhatsApp me anytime. So if you have any queries, if you want to talk to me. So this is the institute number, take down please. Both the numbers you can take down. Any questions, Andy, so far? Anyone having any questions?
Sir, you told certifications, right? So industrial level certifications, what we can plan after this course?
Certification, right?
Uh,
Yeah. So AWS Certified Solution Architect Associate is very important certification. And Azure Admin AZ104 is very important certification. So if you want to write Kubernetes, CKA, Certified Kubernetes Admin. So certification is not mandatory. If you are interested, you can write.
yeah. So we can cover these three certifications once we completed this course, right?
Yes. I give you support, Andy. I'll help you. I give you support to clear the exam. Support means I'll guide you how to clear the exam. Definitely I'll guide. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions, anyone?
So what kind of certificates it would be? Certification you are telling me.
What kind of certification? Can you come again?
No, what kind of certification these are? Can you name it?
Certification. Yeah. In AWS, we have AWS Certified Solution Architect Associate is the first paper. And the second paper is AWS Certified Solution Architect Associate Professional. One paper is enough. One certification, one exam is enough, right? In AWS. In Azure, AZ104, Azure Admin, that is fine. And in Kubernetes, CKA, Certified Kubernetes Admin. That is enough, right? So these are all main certifications. Even Terraform also you can plan if you want, right? So I'll give you guidance Sunday how to clear the exam. If you need any support, definitely will help you. Okay, fine. Any other questions, anyone? So tomorrow we are going to discuss about cloud introduction. Why multi-cloud required in real-time projects? Okay, why the companies are using multi-cloud? So what are the importance of multi-cloud, right? So what is cloud? What are the advantages of cloud platforms? This all will be covered tomorrow. So tomorrow same meeting link, same timing. Okay, our batch timings 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. IST. Okay, sometimes it will stretch 15-20 minutes. Fine. Yeah, if you have any more questions, if you want to talk to me, or if you want to call institute, you can take down these numbers and you can reach out to me so that we'll discuss. If you need course content, you can WhatsApp me to share with you course content. Fine. Yeah, so we can stop here. So tomorrow, same timings, will connect again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. IST. Fine. Yeah. Thank you all.